Okay, not sunset, just really, really hazy. I've not been up to the top of North Hill yet, I was too knackered. I've not sat down for more than 30 seconds since I left the house. It's. I'm worried I'm just going to pass out. I generally do. Leaves. I'm generally just like crash out if I get in the hammock. This is the, hopefully, final configuration. So we've got my one on top. I don't use tent pegs. I've got some, I just don't bother using them. I've got a tree there holding it down. I've got it at that end, and that end is secured to the hammock. And around here, turn onto that tree. So this side, it looks loose until my ass gets in there and the whole thing sags down to the ground. So I think that's why they've been ripped. It wasn't on elasticated string like this is. Look, this is meant to boing. Whereas the other one wasn't, the oven ready. But that'll still do its job inside. Keep it insulated. Although my sleeping bag is really shit. Well, no, it's not really shit. It's good for summer weather. It's not much bloody good when it's really, really having a gale. But then it was like 5-10 quid or something. This is the whole premise of what I'm doing. I'm doing things the cheapest way possible to get it done for the job. That looks so dodgy when it's ripped open like that. That's the old hammock underneath, which makes a big difference. Yeah, so I do things. That's my cardboard from 3 weeks ago. Still here, just in case. It's a case of I do things the cheapest way possible to see if it's going to be functional and if it's going to do the job, and then I make it something more expensive. I mean, right now that hammock with the rain tarp, all the rest of it, it's a two-person one, or a fat bastard like me. I think it was like 30 quid. I got two because the first one got twatted, as you can see. And yeah, I wanted to see if I could actually enjoy hammock camping. And I do. I really do enjoy it. I mean, when it's going to be pissing down the rain, handing a gale, then I have to be. Oh, bloody hell. Twittering behind me. It's the leaves. Guy's irritating. Yeah, I do like the hammock. I like the idea of being off the ground. It's annoying because it's so thin with regard to things like holly bushes. Because a lot of holly trees around here. I love holly trees, I really do. I really, really do. But they're very, very scratchy when it comes to a hammock. I mean, when I do get in there, because I've got it loose on here, I can slide my bags, which have got my water, will have my boots and other bits and pieces, so it's not all in the backpack. Burger's on there, minimal weight inside. And I can slide that up the guy rope, along with my radio when it gets tied on. And yeah, that should keep out the majority of the wind. I'm going to be inside my sleeping bag anyway. I can just about get inside my sleeping bag because it's built for Chinese, family of 10, or one big fat Western guy. I cannot get both arms inside, my tits are way too big. Sorry, pecs. When you get after 50, it's not pecs, it's tits. Anyway, that does. So, yeah, that should do the job. It's going to be a bit of annoying trying to go for a piss in the night, but still. We do like our challenges. Yes, we do. Oh, yes, indeed. So the 4 oven ready is going to give me a double layer protection because I've got it folded in half. And believe me, when you like come off the foil and your knee hits the nylon, you feel it in the bloody wind. But yeah, even put this bloody thing on, it's that windy and cold. Really, really starts getting windy. Cuts right through you. Plus, I'm not having any hot food, which is also a bit of a detriment to my body temperature. Because normally, even like just a couple of packets of noodles with some boiling water, and the process of making a fire warms you up. Because I don't have that, I need to sit down for a bit. That's what I need. No, nearly finished. Right, I got some booze, I got my spirits, so I'm going to have some of that in a bit. I think that is me pretty much sorted. Oven ready, sleeping bag. That's all there is in there. Is the oven ready foil, bit of tissue for the night. No, not for that, you pervert. That's why I got a sock for that. Sleeping bag. This thing for a pillow. Really wish I brought me friggin' inflatable. That makes a massive difference. No air gets to you at all. But it is narrow. That's the problem with it. It's only, I think, 1 metre wide. So it is a bit narrow. I'd be very tempted to get a double bed size one, which would mean a one person in the west. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. I mean, if it was going to piss down tonight, I would have it a completely different configuration. That's what I like about the hammock. You're not stuck with one setup. If it's rainy, you change it to a different configuration. If it were to piss down, I'd have brought my polystyrene plastic. Or if it were to rain tonight for some unpredicted reason, it's so pretty over there with the sun coming through. Anyway, then I just get these two fly sheets, rain tarp things, and just put them straight over the top and hang them down the sides so they're actually right on top of it. I'd redo the guy ropes, so instead of having, see, I've got a gap here in between the guy rope and the hammock, because otherwise it would pull down on the underwire brass type stuff on the sides. But if it were to be raining, I'd undo this end of the guy rope, put it on that tree down there to bring it in closer, and that way I could have the rain tarp tight against the hammock but not crushing the hammock. That way I still get a bit of space. Because the idea when I do the guy ropes is I want them above the hammock on that side. This side as well, but you know, I've got my stuff hanging on it. If you don't have it, if you have it too high on one side, you're not going to be able to reach it if you're dangling stuff. And I don't like leaving stuff on the ground. Too many squirrels. I know it's probably rats, but I'm calling them squirrels because it's not quite scary. Read the Rats books by James Herbert. As it burrowed through his spine, he tried to protect the children he was just molesting. Anyway, back to music. And yeah, my normal camping spot is actually just up around there, but for some reason I just didn't want to go there. Don't know why. But right, so that is hopefully the setup for the night. I mean, it looks very, very exposed at the moment though, that's the problem. I mean, worst case scenario, I pack up and go home. I mean, that time when it split, that was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I've had at least 4 weeks now to strengthen my legs, to get some more muscle back on my... I've got muscle, it's just, it's in the wrong places and it's inactive. So what I could always do, I could always take the Bergen and the bottles of water. I want to keep one bottle near me, because if I wake up dehydrated, I'm going to be gagging for a drink. But I could take the Bergen and the other bottle of water, the heavy stuff, and put it on here. That's why I got this wrapped, because that way it can go on here, it can take the weight without changing the configuration. And that way I could have that tied over it to bring it in closer, so I wouldn't have to worry about getting a blast in my face. Fuck, I'll see how it goes. I need to actually get in it before I can decide. There's no point in just theorising, sometimes you just got to go in there and see how it feels. That's what she said. At this moment in time, this is a good configuration. Because that, at this end, is giving me a nice bit of protection. And my only concern really is if the wind changes direction. That can be the biggest worry. That rain tarp is actually doing a good job blocking the wind in the bottom here. Ooh, that is very effective actually. Didn't realise it'd be that good. But I can feel the wind coming in up here. So what I might do, whilst I've still got daylight left, I mean the sun is heading down. What's that homosexual song? I won't let your sun go down on me. Yeah, the sun is definitely starting to set. So what I'm going to have to do, what I might do is I'll take the weight, no I won't take the weight off that because that'll be too much effort. put back on. I'll take the Bergen off, just take the strain off that guy rope, paracord, and then I'm going to untie that end, which is, I think it's tied to that tree. Oh, would it be long enough? Bollocks! Oh bollocks! What I might actually do, I've got the other paracord. I might attach that to that end somewhere, so I can just bring in this tarp closer to me. If I bring it in closer just by half a metre, it'll keep the bulk of the wind off my face. Because this one down here, that's actually doing a pretty good job. Will I actually go to sleep? I'm just going to grab that end and shove it that way down the rope. I don't know. Hang on, let's have a look. Wow. Yeah, to go for a piss in the night, what you do is you roll over and you throw your knee onto the edge. You undo the zip, of course, first, and then you just basically hover on the edge, like this, upside down kind of thing. I mean, it works. It's a bit intimidating, and you're constantly worried that someone's going to bite your cock off, but... Right. So, all I'm going to do is, if I can grab this without falling over, just shove it up that end like that. So that way it's further up. And it brings the whole thing higher up, see. It's not too bad, actually. I might actually leave it as it is. Because I do like having the wind. I'd rather have the wind and be cold than not have the wind and be claustrophobic. I've been buried and it's not a pleasant thing. I've also done a lot of caving in the past with assholes. Okay, so I'm still sweating. Okay, if I'm going to do any more to this, I need to do it now before it gets dark. I've got a torch. Now I've got a torch on my radio. I've got a torch on my phone. I'd rather get my shit sorted out and then just crash. Should have bought a book. Oh well. Reconfigure a little bit more. So the inside of the hammock, we've got my cheapest sleeping bag, and the oven ready, which is doubled over and still nice and big. Is that 2x2 or 4x4? 2x2. So I've still got plenty of wind protection inside there. I've got my rain tarp underneath it, give me more wind protection, which is now snuggled up. Well, Broken trying to trip me up. So that's covering the majority of the hammock actually. I've got another one on top, giving me more wind protection. I've readjusted the straps, tied it onto a closer tree, so when the Bergen goes on and it goes boing down, it's a bit closer. That's now straight to the tree, lying on top. Well, it was tied onto that branch, it's now tied onto that log. So yeah, I like the idea of still getting wind coming in. I just don't want it direct on my face. Guaranteed headache. But yeah. On that side, it's a bit more clear what's going on. Yeah, I like that.